cube card is nice and bite-sized, pretty easy. So just for in class now, why don't you do this with me? Hit cube card. Now it's going to come up and say, gee, John, you already have it installed. Go and hit the install button. And what you see is a screen that looks exactly like what we saw yesterday, or a few minutes ago, rather, in setting this thing up. A couple gotchas here, guys. A couple important gotchas you need to be aware of. First gotcha. You've put in a huge amount of work so far on your sites, yes? It would really suck if all that work disappeared, yes? Correct? Okay. It's your own calls, do what you want to do, you know, anything is fine. You're brand new at this stuff. You've never done, for most of some of you have done stuff like this before, but 98% of you have never done anything like this before. Everything that you've done, so far anyways, everything that you've done is stored in one place in InMotion, and it's the public underscore HTML folder. So, before you go too far down this path, copy off that folder, back it up, zip up the folder, do a backup through, cover your butt. So if you screw something up, which happens pretty often, if you screw something up, you go, oh, okay, well, I screwed it up. Oh, well. And you restore your backup, and you're back in business 10 seconds later. If you don't screw it up and you kill all that work, I can't get it back any more than you can get it back. Okay? Everything that you've probably done thus far is probably located in public underscore HTML. So that's the folder you'll want to back up. Or just copy the folder. Create a copy of that folder, call it something on it, good to go. Okay. Now, when I'm installing, a couple things to be careful of is, first, in the directory here, make a note of this, please, 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 please make a note of this. Because if you don't, you're going to forget to do it, and then you're going to overwrite stuff that you care about. The third bullet down, it says, where do you want to put this? What folder, new folder do you want to put it into? A directory and a folder are the same thing. Put it in its own folder. Don't put it in public underscore HTML. Have it build a folder inside of public underscore HTML. So call it whatever you want. It is case sensitive. Call it something that you'll remember easily. Whatever you want to call that folder, you should put that right here. If you leave that box blank, it's going to install CubeCard in the main public underscore HTML, and like as not, a lot of your other work is going to get waxed. Or it's going to screw up a lot, probably. So please do me a personal favor, put it into a folder that you can remember. Okay. Below that, it comes up and it says, hey, I need to build you an admin account. Call your admin account whatever you want, just as long as you remember what you called it. Now, another minute to finish the install. When it completed, it gave you two URLs. The one was to the shopping cart, the other was to the administrative function for the shopping cart. Okay.
Are you doing it or no?
Are you doing it? When you're linking your users, you're linking them to the shopping cart. So for instance, on my home, on the mansion
what's the address?
Home, I called my shopping cart shop, and then to create that linkage, I just did a regular old anchor tag, no big deal. And here's how I got over to that store. Done. So that's how I went from my site over to your shopping cart. Easy. Now, it'll also give you a link to the admin side. The admin side is probably going to be something like whatever your shopping cart is. In my case, it's management200.com/shop. And then that's usually just /admin unless you changed it to something else. So that shop might be different for you depending on what you call the folder, but the admin part will probably be the same, unless you consciously change that. Now, I've already signed in, so it took me right to it, but normally it'll take you to the login screen. Okay. So, I want to show you how to work with this thing. It's really easy. It's really just follow your nose kind of stuff. There's, in general, setups. And there's general store setup, rather, and then product-centric setup that you're going to be doing. Neither is hard, neither takes a long time. They're both pretty easy. So, sign on to your admin. You should go to something like this. It should be a fairly blank, easy kind of thing here. Along the left-hand side, I've got links to virtually everything. I want to go to store settings here.
You have to put it on the website first.
And when you get into
you have to put it on the website.
Doing this, whether you want to use CubeCard or something else, you need to. The first step is getting your cart set up, the general structure of your cart set up correctly. Okay, top stuff is pretty obvious, name, address, all that kind of stuff. Be sure that it's US dollars that you're looking at here. Okay, depending on who built the cart, it might be someplace else. I'm just going to scroll across here. Take a note on this one. In class on Thursday, we talked a lot about Google Analytics. There's a requirement here. You can go and look at the rubrics for the case, but I'll save you the trip. There's a requirement here. You're required to have every page on your site Google Analytics enabled. Every of your HTML pages, also every page on the shopping cart. So I should know that 200 people just looked at item X on my shopping cart through Google Analytics. How do I do that? Does that take a real long time? No. It's as hard as putting your Google Analytics code right there hitting the save button. If your shopping cart does not support Google Analytics, is it possible to put it in? Yes, it is. Do I recommend you use that cart? No, it's a shitty cart. Find a different one. Okay, so all I did was copy and paste that same code that we talked about last time right here. Now, under the layout tab, this is where the general look and feel of things come from. I want to highlight something. Whatever your shopping cart is, shopping cart is, they probably have some kind of a skin. You'll hear it referred to as a skin, or a theme, or a style, or layout. All those three mean exactly the same. Basically, what they're saying here is, look, the content is all the same content. You know, I'm going to have a product. The product is going to be listed. It's going to have the description and picture. There's a button that I can click and go buy the product. That's it. What these themes or skins, whatever your cart calls them, is just different formats, different styles, different templates for that cart. Okay, so for instance, do a Control T for me, please. Go to my shopping cart, not as the admin, but just as a user. So it's mansion200.com/shop. Control T, go to mansion200.com/shop. It looks like the same beer site, right? I've got a nice